day itself started pretty normally, pretty routine. I started after school that evening, just working some part-time, few hours. When I was, originally confronted by the person, the robber, originally I was surprised because I had originally, I had seen them come in and I thought they were looking at some RC, which, the RC customers are, usually very good customers, and so, I almost, I could see that, this, I could see it ending well with the customer, but unfortunately, as we see here, it wasn't the case. But, up until that point, it had been a pretty normal day. Putting out some new plush animals that we had gotten, which, was a big thing. And, plush has been getting bigger. We have some new plush that we actually had got in from the Alsace-Lorraine region of France, which was nice. However, again, I was surprised, to be confronted by that type of person after such a normal day. Well, the big thing is I originally, saw this person come in, and again, like I had said before, was not surprised. We get customers in pretty frequently on business days. During business hours and everything. So I originally, again, wasn't surprised by their entrance. But then, they were looking at the RC and stuff, and I kind of noticed what you could call almost a bulge. I wouldn't go so far quite as to say a goiter. But, something of that nature along their torso. Which I did not take to be a firearm at first, but that's eventually what it turned out to be. From my perspective, what I saw, again, like I say, the bulge in the jacket, and I wasn't able to make eye contact due to the reflective aviators, which I like the glasses, but again, they were kind of a suspicious character, and I couldn't really write them off, as harmless. Just because of cool glasses. It's something you just don't do in the retail industry. So, continuing, he approached the counter, and, I asked if I could help him, being the, sales associate that I am for Toy and Hobby. So, asked him if he needed anything, if I could help him with anything, and then he immediately responded that, this is a holdup, and, I should give him money, etc., and, what have you. So, what ended up happening was at that point, like I had mentioned earlier, this gave me the rare opportunity to, dispense justice, if you will, in leaping over the counter. I was able to tackle him to the ground after, I'd say 10 to 12 second wrestle for the firearm, which, resulted in success on my part. I was able to gain the firearm from him and then hold him with that and then call the police so he could be, effectively detained, which is, a big part of what I'm trying to get across here to the people who are going to hear this is you can't take things into your own hands. I mean, it's important, that I was given the opportunity to leap over that counter. But on the other hand, once I was able to maintain control of that firearm, not using it for evil, I think was a key part, and I think that's something that people need to take away from this. Lessons learned is something we need to learn. So, as I've mentioned before, being given the opportunity to jump over the counter, I think was a big part of this. And again, not to justify the robbery at all, because as we all know, it's something that I would say is something that's not really desirable. I mean, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but I think that in this rare instance, I think it really worked out well for me. Having that opportunity, and just everything worked out so perfectly for me. Being able to have a workplace, with a counter at just that perfect 36 inches, that waist height, allowed me to get over the top, and having it wide enough to be able to get my hand down and have it planted in order to leap over the top, I think was key as well. So, I think, maybe, I don't want to say fate, but, maybe there was a little bit something more at work here, to have me in such a wonderful workplace, with such a perfect countertop, to give me that opportunity, to take this guy down. I think that's something, that we need to take away from this as well. So, as you can see here at Toy and Hobby, the countertop is a perfect height for, leaping over, dispensing justice, things of that nature. It's perfect. 36 to 38 inches, is made of solid dogwood mahogany from the Alsace-Lorraine region of France. And I think that's, again, something that, allowed me to be effective. Now, as I was explaining earlier, the ability to leap over this counter is invaluable in times of robbery. And, I think that's something, again, lessons learned, things to take away from being robbed at Toy and Hobby. I definitely agree with someone, if they said that, firearms are dangerous, but I think in this instance they gave me a rare opportunity, and that was, to get, to be able to leap over the counter and have it captured in 4 camera angles is something, you don't see every day, and that's I think something that we need to look at when we're reviewing this situation. So.